The film begins with two countries locked in a fierce war. Soon after, one of the countries manages to capture some enemy soldiers, imprisoning them in an international detention center. However, a riot breaks out in the prison, allowing several detainees to escape. Among them is a man named James Rowan, who carries a mysterious virus capable of turning people into zombies. As Rowan flees from the police, a woman whom he takes hostage attempts to escape by biting him. However, instead of escaping, she transforms into a zombie while being transported to the hospital. Soon, the zombie virus spreads rapidly throughout the city, forcing the government to quarantine the area, labeling it a quarantine zone to prevent the outbreak from reaching other regions. Due to the crisis, a general, referred to as James, orders a special forces team to enter the quarantine zone to locate a doctor named Dr. Julian, who is believed to have created the zombie virus, hoping that he can develop a vaccine. Additionally, they need to find one of Rowan's friends, Ivan, who is also a test subject of Dr. Julian, as his body is resistant to the virus, which could help in creating the vaccine. Before their departure, the general warns the soldiers that they have only 72 hours to complete the mission before a nuclear bomb is deployed to destroy the city. The general's determination to find the vaccine is driven by a personal reason. His own son has fallen victim to the zombie virus, and he hopes the Special Forces team can successfully locate Dr. Julian. Without delay, two squads, led by Captain Marcus, enter the quarantine zone to find their targets. Upon arrival, the group witnessed the horrifying state of the city, abandoned and overrun by zombies. Not only that, they come across several zombies who have died in grotesque ways. When zombies begin to approach, the Special Forces use their shooting and combat skills to fend off the attacks. However, as the number of zombies grows overwhelming, Captain Marcus orders his team to retreat and find another route, causing them to temporarily split from the second squad. After escaping the zombies, the second squad stumbles upon several armored vehicles from a nearby military base, allowing them to explore the city without fear of zombie attacks. When the group reach the city center, they notice a few gang members who have also managed to survive the outbreak. However, Captain Marcus instructs the squad to ignore the gang members, as they still have a mission to complete. Upon reaching their destination, the Special Forces clear the building of the zombies residing there. These zombies pose little threat to the highly skilled forces like Marcus and his team. Initially, they manage to clear the zombies with ease, but unexpectedly, a swarm of zombies ambushes them, leaving one team member severely injured. When the group finally reach their target location, they search the area thoroughly, only to find that Dr. Julian is no longer there. Tensions rise as one soldier suggests eliminate the injured teammate who was previously bitten by a zombie. At the same time, realizing that he could become a burden if he transforms, the injured soldier ultimately decides to do the unthinkable. Meanwhile, Captain Marcus and his team decide to take a brief rest while awaiting new information on Dr. Julian from headquarters. As a young soldier named Ryan checks a computer nearby, he accidentally stumbles upon a video recording of Dr. Julian. In the video, Dr. Julian describes encountering a group of zombie soldiers who have developed the ability to move in coordinated formations, capturing several survivors. Because of this, Dr. Julian states in the recording that he had decided to leave the area in search of a safer location. At the same time, Ryan notes that the recording was made only 36 hours ago, indicating that Dr. Julian might still be alive and hiding somewhere. On the other side of the city, Ivan, now the leader of a surviving gang, realizes that one of his men was shot by a soldier. Furious, Ivan orders his men to locate these soldiers. While two members of Ivan's group are hiding in a convenience store, they unexpectedly encounter Dr. Julian, who is thirsty and searching for something to drink. The next morning, after Marcus and his team hold a burial for their fallen comrade, they resume their search for Dr. Julian, trekking across open land where they discover piles of deceased people. Suddenly, several armored vehicles approach, leaving Marcus and his team with no option but to hide among the corpses. To their surprise, the vehicles are operated by zombie soldiers who are far more intelligent than ordinary zombies. These zombie soldiers manage to capture Ryan, taking him along with other surviving prisoners. Later, the zombie soldiers transport Ryan and the captives to a fortified base they have established, where many more prisoners are held, including Dr. Julian and the two siblings. Seeing this, Ryan contacts Marcus to reveal his location and informs him that he has found Dr. Julian. With this information, Marcus decides to infiltrate the base, despite it being heavily guarded by well-armed zombie soldiers. He comes up with a plan for his team to disguise themselves as zombie soldiers, allowing them to slip inside undetected. Unexpectedly, the disguise works. Quickly, Marcus and his team enter the base, locating Ryan. Initially, they intend to rescue only Dr. Julian, but a soldier named Lau argues that they can't just leave the other captives behind. This angers Joni, another soldier, who views the captives as a hindrance to their mission. Ultimately, Marcus agrees with Lau to rescue everyone. As they prepare to escape, the zombie soldiers realize the deception, triggering a fierce battle between the special forces and the zombie soldiers. In the midst of the fight, Joni abandons Marcus and a female soldier named Kira, who are left struggling against the zombie soldiers. Joni even tells the others that Marcus has been bitten. Meanwhile, as Marcus and Kira attempt to escape, Lau, who was previously bitten, urges them to leave quickly, taking with them a young girl named Alicia. In the end, Lau stays behind to hold off the zombie soldiers, sacrificing himself as he is eventually overwhelmed by the swarm. After traveling some distance, Alicia urges Marcus to go back for her brother, who is still there. However, Marcus explains that he cannot do that, as Alicia's brother has been bitten by one of the zombies. Meanwhile, as Joni and the others head toward the pickup location, they unexpectedly encounter two civilians who survived the zombie outbreak. Rather than helping, Joni shoots them both, which angers a soldier named Billy, leading her to punch Joni. Unbeknownst to them, a group of gang members watches from afar, and upon receiving orders, they open fire on the soldiers, fatally wounding Billy. Knowing this, Joni and the remaining team quickly take cover in an old building that used to serve as a prison, the very place where Dr. Julian had conducted experiments on inmates. Realizing that Dr. Julian is the reason they have lost so many people, Joni and a white-haired soldier named Kevin confront and attack Dr. Julian. Fortunately, Marcus arrives just in time to intervene. At that moment, Kevin is confused to see Marcus alive, as Joni had claimed they were dead. In the end, Marcus reveals that Joni had purposely abandoned them. Additionally, Marcus had managed to track their location by placing a tracking device on Dr. Julian earlier, which raises questions among the team about why Joni would betray his captain. Joni responds by saying that their captain is weak, too concerned with the safety of others rather than focusing on the mission. Enraged, Marcus finally confronts Joni, demonstrating his combat skills. After that, they lock Joni in a room, while Marcus presses Dr. Julian to explain why he created such a dangerous virus and tested it on humans. During this time, Dr. Julian admits that he was instructed by military officials to develop a drug that would make soldiers stronger than normal humans, hoping to give them an advantage in the ongoing war. Unfortunately, only a few individuals, such as James Rowan, who had previously escaped from prison, were immune to the virus. For others, the virus caused them to turn into zombies. This situation, in turn, led to the fast-spreading zombie outbreak. The next morning, Marcus, disturbed by nightmares, tries to comfort Alicia by promising to take her to a safe place away from the zombies. He then meets with Joni, hoping to convince him to cooperate, knowing that deep down, Joni isn't truly evil. At the same time, Kevin and Kira decide to take Dr. Julian and leave, as they can no longer trust anyone. Suddenly, Ivan and his gang ambush them from behind, forcing the soldiers into a firefight with the gang. In the chaos, they manage to escape in a vehicle. Once they've traveled far enough, Kevin and Kira bid farewell to Marcus and the others, explaining that they want to start a new life, as Kira has suffered intense trauma from fighting the zombies. Finally, Marcus contacts the general, reporting that he has secured the target and that they need extraction. Without delay, the general dispatches a helicopter to retrieve them all. Not long after, the general finally arrives with his soldiers. However, Joni suddenly turns his weapon on Marcus, disarming him. Once the situation is secure, the general shoots Dr. Julian, killing him. It becomes clear that the general wanted to eliminate Dr. Julian to prevent any evidence of his involvement in ordering the creation of the zombie virus from reaching the outside world. 5. Additionally, the general threatens Ryan, saying he will harm his parents if he doesn't comply. In the end, Ryan is forced to download all the data from Dr. Julian's. With this done, the general orders his troops to eliminate Marcus and his team. During this time, the sound of gunfire draws a horde of zombies toward them, forcing Marcus to carry a severely injured Joni in a desperate escape. Unable to go on any longer, Joni apologizes to Marcus, admitting he was deceived by the general. Joni then urges Marcus to go on without him and expose the general's treachery. In his final moments, Joni uses his remaining strength to hold off the zombies, but is eventually overwhelmed and devoured. 19 hours before the city is set to be destroyed by a nuclear bomb, a frustrated Marcus tells Ryan to leave, fed up with all the betrayals by his own people. Marcus then finds a safe place to hide with Alicia to avoid the zombies. However, Alicia, who was previously bitten by a zombie, begins to deteriorate. Despite this, Marcus stays by her side. While they are asleep, Marcus dreams that Alicia has turned into a zombie and attacks him. He soon awakens, realizing it was only a nightmare, and finds Alicia still alive. Although tempted to leave her behind, Marcus cannot abandon her, especially as zombies approach. He bravely fights them off to protect her. Apologizing to Alicia, Marcus vows to keep her safe. Suddenly, Ivan and his gang appear and capture them. Ivan, a former prisoner of war, is bitter toward Marcus's country for imprisoning him, and even more enraged to learn they are responsible for the zombie virus. Initially, Ivan plans to punish Marcus by making Alicia shoot him. However, upon noticing Alicia's necklace, Ivan realizes she is the daughter of his old friend, James Rowan. This revelation prompts Ivan to listen to Marcus's story, where he learns that Marcus was also betrayed by his superiors. Sympathetic, Ivan agrees to let Marcus and Alicia join his group. However, Marcus warns that staying in the city is not an option, as the military will soon destroy it with a nuclear bomb. As a result, they devise a plan to escape the city using Ivan's connections. Ivan then provides Marcus with weapons, officially welcoming him into the group. Together, they head toward the border, where his allies, a volunteer group, are waiting to help. As they near the border, Marcus and Alicia take a moment to enjoy a view of the beach nearby, which reminds Marcus of his late wife. He begins to see Alicia as a daughter. However, the general, having discovered their escape plan, orders his troops to block anyone trying to cross the border. In a final act of desperation, the general injects himself with a serum developed by Dr. Julian, a special formula designed to enhance human strength far beyond natural limits. As Marcus and Alicia near the border, they accidentally stumble into a dangerous area filled with landmines. As zombies approach, they unknowingly trigger the mines, causing explosions that take down several of them. Amid the chaos, Marcus manages to protect Alicia, fending off the zombies until Ryan and other volunteers arrive to help him in the fight. Once they reach the border, a volunteer named Yulia explains to Marcus that they were originally health workers who came to rescue survivors. However, they became trapped due to the overwhelming number of zombies, and now number over 200 people. Hearing this, Marcus urges Yulia to lead everyone out of the city, warning that a nuclear bomb is soon to be dropped. However, Yulia is unsure how they can evacuate so many people amidst the zombie outbreak. With time running out, Marcus suggests they fight their way through. When he reveals that Alicia is immune to the virus, Yulia realizes Alicia could hold the key to a vaccine, making it crucial to protect her at all costs. After gathering everyone, they launch a coordinated attack, battling the zombies around the border. A fierce fight erupts between the human survivors and the zombie horde. As the battle intensifies, Yulia urges Marcus to take Alicia and escape, as he may be humanity's last hope to stop the virus from spreading. Without delay, Marcus takes Alicia to safety. However, he soon realizes he was bitten by a zombie during the struggle, meaning he doesn't have much time left. Accepting his fate, Marcus instructs Alicia to head to the border with his journal. As Marcus begins to transform into a zombie, Alicia's words bring back memories of his past, reminding him of his mission to protect her, even as he loses his humanity. After a long and difficult journey, Marcus, Alicia, Ryan, Yulia, and the other volunteers finally break through the zombie group, arriving at the heavily guarded border. At the same time, the general, seeing Marcus and his group, orders his soldiers to shoot, but they hesitate, unwilling to harm the women and children among the survivors. In a final confrontation, Marcus attacks the general. With the strength granted by the serum he injected, the general initially matches Marcus blow for blow. But eventually, Marcus overpowers and kills the general. Moved by the sight of Alicia and the other survivors, the soldiers at the border allow them to enter. However, Marcus, now fully transformed into a zombie, suddenly loses control, forcing Ryan to eliminate him. In the final scene, Marcus is shown reunited with his wife in the afterlife, while Alicia becomes a crucial figure in stopping the spread of the zombie virus. The film ends. Moral lesson from the story: if the world is ending and you see someone with a mysterious virus, it might be best to stick to your own snacks and avoid the biting. And remember, sometimes the real monster is the friend who rats you out.